Hello, AfterBuzzers. Welcome back to the Younger After Show here at AfterBuzz TV. We are so excited to be recapping the Season 5 premiere titled #Liza2. Guys, have we finally found the moment? Does Charles really know? Stay tuned to find out.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello again, my younger friends. I feel so Hilary Duff right now, even though it's not her singing, but it's a Hill Duff song. Thank you again for tuning in. We've missed you so much. I am your host, Sam Davidson. You're gonna meet some new people this season. I have an awesome new woman next to me, but before I introduce her, we're gonna be talking all things Younger. Does Liza really think she can pull this off for that much longer? And does Edward LL Moore really have it coming? I think so. My lovely lady here.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tsahai. I'm so excited to be on this panel this season. This season opener was amazing. And Edward, you did Liza dirty from the start.
Edward did a lot of ladies dirty.
Okay.
And I am Sam Davidson. We love talking to you about the show, you guys. And we have some really special segments to tease you guys with. We're going to have a lot of fun things to talk about, including some really special news coming at the end if you guys don't know. But I loved this premiere. I needed to rewatch the last finale to kind of recap myself. But what did you think about it?
I thought it was a great way to start off the season. It was exciting, and I think by this time we're like, okay, when is everybody going to find out about Liza's secret? And the fact that they started this season with it from the start, it was a great way to get things rolling.
It is about damn time.
Right?
I mean, everyone has found out, almost.
Exactly. I mean, her life has been turned upside down. Kelsey finally got over it, you know? So it's like, okay, now Charles, everybody's finding out. I can't wait till Diana finds out, though. That's going to be the most hilarious thing.
I need to know, are you Team Charles or Team Josh or Team somebody else?
You know, it's really hard. I'm torn. But I love Josh and I love Charles. So it's hard, but I mean, the fact that I didn't see Josh in this episode made me sad because I love him so much. So I guess I'm leaning towards Josh a little bit more.
Oh, you're like me, but I flip-flop quite a bit.
I know. They both have such like qualities that you want in a man.
I just want to Play-Doh them.
We can mash them together. A mashup of
did
men.
I just create that?
I think you did. That's
okay.
a good idea. I like that.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the scene where we return and Liza comes back from her stupid trip to Ireland and has this. I love. Okay, I do think her and Charles are endgame.
You think so?
Oh God, I don't know.
Is it because they're more realistic?
Yes, it is.
Or like you really feel that there's true love there?
I think their maturity, their scenes together, the way they communicate is a lot different. And when we see her come back and he's talking about sexual harassment, I'm trying to remember when the last season ended. I'm sure the Harvey Weinstein thing was in full effect. With that being said, the title of this episode definitely kind of capitalized on that #Liza2.
Right.
And that is what this was about. So I was a little bit nervous. I felt, poor Charles, you did not harass this 26-year-old.
But the way he like started that conversation, I was a little mad at Charles because I'm like, you know, he made it seem like he was talking about the relationship, which was important as well. So I feel like it was like, Charles, come on, like use your words, be clear with what you want to say, and just come out with it. So
well, I like that he can't when he's around Liza.
He does get a little tongue tied all the time.
And I have the chills. He gets all boyish and he looks down to the ground and he goes, that wasn't what I was talking about.
And I love the way it's like he does things because he wants her approval. And the fact that he's so sweet on her in that way, I really like to see that.
But I'm really glad that they brought the Edward LL Moore into the situation because I don't know you very well, but I'm assuming you've been in Hollywood for a little bit.
Yes, I've been around the block a little bit.
Yes, as have I.
Yeah.
And there are some times when you meet people in the industry, or I'm assuming too, just in any big industry like the writing world, politics, all of that, oh, the dirty old man, let him do what he wants.
Right.
And it's okay.
Exactly. You're supposed to just kind of smile, nod, and just step away. And he just continues to do the same thing.
And I almost felt as though this was Younger, the writers, the producers saying, the way we portrayed this character last season, we made it funny, but it's actually not funny anymore.
Right.
It's real life.
Exactly. And people are, you know, standing up for themselves now, and they wanted to reflect that. And that's what I like about the show. Like, they're always very topical and on trend, and, you know, they keep things current.
Yeah. What did you think about Diana's reaction when her and Zane came in saying, you know, this is our number one person. We know how many times how Edward L. Moore saved the day last season as far as coming back to Empirical.
Right. And like taking them out of their financial struggles.
Exactly.
Is what was planned, but now we don't know what's going to happen.
So Diana's comment, though, to Liza, oh, sure, we'll support you even if you ruin our company, right?
Well, you know, Diana, she's there, but she's like, okay, young girl, let me tell you how it really is. I love Diana. She's one of my favorite characters. She always looks flawless, by the way. Like, she is wardrobe gold, and that's one of the things I love about her. But her response to Liza is like, little girl, I know, here you go messing up again. I'm going to have to clean up your mess once again, but just say what you have to say so we can move on. Because Diana, she's all about, let's just get the job done. The company is important to her, and Charles is important to her, too.
Well, think about how many times Diana must have been sexually harassed in her entire career.
Right.
I'm assuming when she was, quote unquote, 26, which Liza's pretending to be right now,
Yes.
she was a stunner.
Of course. And she said,
still is.
Right, true. She said, back in my day, we didn't call it sexual harassment. We called it business as usual, which I thought was really interesting, like the perspective, and it showed how times have changed.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm going to be honest with all of you guys and
Gals.
anyone that is listening. I have been in LA since I was 18 years old when I went to college out here, and I interned every summer from the Midwest, and
Okay.
I'm 30 years old now. And when the Me Too movement came out, I thought to myself, hashtag duh.
Well, I was like, I had to take a step back and say, have I ever been sexually harassed? Like, I feel like it's so ingrained sometimes that we don't even realize it's happening, because it happens when you're walking down the street, you know, happens at the coffee shop. So we're so used to it as women that sometimes you have to take a step back and like, oh, that really happened to me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Edward L. Moore, the fact that he's this old Santa Claus looking man.
Can we just agree that he has a great head of hair, though? I mean, that man's hair is just luscious and full. I just can't stop looking at it.
Full of secrets. bad secrets.
I know.
Well, we have the sexual harassment meeting, which, you know, I'm sure is happening at a lot of companies now.
Right.
And we meet someone again from Liza's past.
Yes.
This will never stop happening.
No, these people keep popping up because, again, we're getting closer to people finding out her secret. But her reaction to seeing, his name was what? Bob? Yeah. Her reaction to seeing Bob, who was her daughter's friend's father, was so funny. Like, the way she's like sunk down during the meeting and slipped out I thought it was typical Liza.
Well, it's also, we have been watching this show for several years now,
Yeah.
but I'm still trying to wrap my head around how much time has passed for the characters.
Right.
And at the end of the day, though, she needs to know her getaway when she sees someone that she knows from her past. Oh, my dead grandmother. Like, whatever the hell you have to say.
It shouldn't be using diarrhea as an excuse.
I mean, I did love that, though, because I always say when someone goes, I don't know what I could have said to get out of it, I go, tell them you had diarrhea.
Is that your go-to? Not just stomach issues, not a stomach bug. You gotta say
nobody
diarrhea.
wants to ask you any questions.
It just stops the conversation right there.
It's perfect.
That's I may have to use that. Thank you.
You definitely should. You should, no shame.
Okay. But were you surprised that Diana actually got up and checked on Liza? Like, she told Kelsey, like, hey, I got this. I was really surprised.
Well, there was a moment I go, does Diana know yet? I'm so confused about who knows and who doesn't know, but she doesn't. And the thing is I think they're leaving the worst for last.
Yeah.
And that we thought Charles was going to be the worst to find out, which we'll get into that later, of course. But I think Diana finding out, she's going to feel so deceived because she doesn't have any children. And I think she, in a way, feels as though she's mentoring Liza.
That's true.
and it's gonna really be a big an ego burst to her. But speaking of ego burst, we of course have Pauline.
You know, Pauline bothers me.
Her face.
I don't. You know, I'm really happy for her that she finally got this book deal off the ground and she made her dream come true. But her face bothers me sometimes. Her hair color bothers me sometimes. I just don't think that's the right shade of blonde for her. I'm sorry. And just I think I'm just annoyed that she's blocking Charles and Liza's love from happening with the fact that she just suddenly decided she wanted her husband back. She just bothers me.
Well, backing up, you're not liking her hair. You're not gonna like whatever hair color she has. You just don't like Pauline.
I don't.
I also don't like her name. I mean, like WTH. I feel as though I use a lot of millennial slang when I do this after show.
I mean, you have to because it's younger.
All about millennials, even though the protagonist of the show is older.
Yes.
But the marriage vacation books finally come,
right.
And Kelsey is very excited for the millennial imprint, and it says empirical on it instead.
That darn Zane. Like, he came into this company, he's still messing with Kelsey. Like, she's trying to work, trying to build her brand, trying to build her imprint that she worked so hard for. Plus, Liza and Kelsey had to, like, basically hold Pauline's hand the whole time to get this off the ground. They had the drama with the husband. It was a lot. It wasn't just like a regular writer writing a book. They had to deal with the personal drama, too. So the fact that Zane came in and tried to, steal it for himself, it was upsetting.
I got to give a shout out to Charles Michael Davis, who plays Zane, who is also on one of my favorite shows that I also cover here at AfterBuzz called The Originals, and we interviewed him via Skype last week.
He's quite handsome.
About The Originals, but we're gonna do our best to get him on this one, guys. But great. He is. Charles Michael Davis is literally, we saw him on this screen right here, and this is the second time I've done this.
How could you focus?
It was distracting. Even our engineer Marissa at the time goes, he was just
he's a beautiful distraction.
I feel like this character doesn't even give him justice because he's such a F-boy.
I know, but I love it. I like the dynamic between he and Kelsey. I think it keeps her on her toes. I mean, she's been through so much, and she needs a strong guy.
With the twins.
Yeah, exactly. Oh Lord, oh my goodness. R.I.P.
This show is so ridiculous, and it's so good.
But the funny thing about the name Zane is that that's the name of a popular writer who's a Black woman of erotic fiction. So the fact that his name is Zane in this show, I find it an interesting connection.
Just also got to give a shout out, guys. You can find us YouTube, but also on iTunes. We love hearing your feedback. Please give us 5 stars. Let us know what your thoughts are about the show, because if you can't tell, we're big fans.
Exactly.
We'll talk day and night about Younger, and you could wake me up in the middle of the night and ask, ooh, who was that guy that Kelsey was dating? And I'm like, bleh, I'd wake up and tell you. So wake up and tell us what you guys think about the after show in iTunes. And we love you all.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much for that. But back to Kelsey and Zane. I loved this interaction that happened. So he said to her, super inappropriate.
Always.
That skirt isn't safe for work. Big problem, dude.
Okay, after they just came from the sexual harassment seminar, like, dude, did you not learn anything? But also, did you see Diana with Charles? Like, she was showing when the woman said, you have to touch with the back of your hand, and Diana was all like, oh, like this? Like, she finds any reason to touch him. And the fact that she was sitting next to him in the meeting, like, she's like still, no matter, even if she meets another guy, Charles will still have a special place in her heart.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say Charles will have a special place. I was like, no, he will not have a special place in his heart. He barely knows Diana's last name.
I know, but to her, they're together in her mind.
I know, it's true. But Kelsey's response, though, I just got to shout out to good old Hilary Duff over here, to Zane's disgusting comment. And I can see the outline of your wiener in those pants. I'm so happy someone mentioned the wiener outline.
Is that a thing? Like,
yes.
When she said it, I was actually like, where is it? I want to see.
No, okay. If you watch The Bachelorette, you'll see a lot of wiener outlines.
Oh.
Apparently, like, men wear pants really tight lately, and they wear
Okay.
them kind of short, like capri pants.
Interesting. Now, I knew about the wiener outline in sweatpants, but not in like dress pants. So I'll start looking.
Yeah,
now.
like think if you're an 8 in ladies' pants, right?
Okay.
It'd be like if you were wearing a 5.5.
Oh,
Not that those really exist except in Europe, but still, these men, they're they're throwing their wiener outlines out there.
I feel like that's sexual harassment, like just every day then.
And it's sexual harassment to point it out to anybody in general.
Right.
And this whole Kelsey and Zane, I think it's supposed to make us feel sexy, but I'm actually not on board as much as I love the actor.
Are you uncomfortable with it, or why aren't you on board?
I'm not on board because I think he's insulting her constantly, and that it's supposed to kind of be this sexual turn on that
Right.
we hate each other. But the things he's saying to her about her, this is what really made me mad, about her clothing.
Yes.
She would have never just said to him, by the way, your dick is showing in those pants.
Right. And then for me, it bothers me that, again, he's like undermining her at work as well. So you're bothering me at work, and then you're trying to have drinks with me, but then say inappropriate things outside of the workplace as well. So it's like, dude, either you're going to leave me alone or you're going to get on board and we're going to work together.
Yeah, and this whole hate sexual thing, I hope that it doesn't continue, because I think a big theme of this season, hence the name of this episode, the hashtag Liza2 and the hashtag MeToo movement, I think there's going to be a lot more. I know this show is female power.
Right.
At the end of the day, though, it's Darren Star, Sex and the City, one of my favorite shows of all
Who
time.
is celebrating their 20th
20th
anniversary.
Man.
I miss that show.
I miss that show too. But when you look back on those episodes, you think to yourself, this would never happen.
I know.
Right now.
I know. Like, it's like when you watch old movies and you see like pregnant women smoking, it's like, wow, we've come a long way.
Exactly. While Edward L.L. Moore has not come a long way, and he is the epitome of creepy Santa Claus. I know I said it before.
Yeah.
It's very, very disturbing. And we think about the episode last season with Liza and Princess Pam Pam.
Yes. With that fur bikini, which I was envious of the fact that she could wear, because I personally don't see myself walking around my job in a fur bikini, but more. And she fit it again in this season. I was like, good job, Liza. Whatever you're doing, keep it up. Pilates, whatever it is. I admire
Sutton
that.
Foster, I mean, I feel like she eats, sleeps, whatever, just looking at, she's a vampire,
Right,
basically.
exactly.
Do you feel, in a way, bad or guilty looking back on the past seasons, seeing that we were somehow okay with this treatment of women?
I don't feel bad about it. I think it's become so normal that, again, it's just like I wasn't even aware of how bad it was. And again, even she said, he's just a dirty old man. We've all met dirty old men, and we just like brush them off, like maybe it's dementia, like they're just old, we just think, okay, that's just how they are, and not realize how it does happen more often than we think, so Liza was dealing with it at work, but it's something that we deal with on a regular basis, especially I think once you hit puberty, men start looking at you in that way, and even when you're not mentally prepared for that type of response, we don't know how to react to that. So I think it's that situation. Sometimes we just don't know how to respond.
I remember one time I was on vacation in Mexico when I was a freshman in high school with my mother, and I was just starting to go through puberty, and I looked a lot older.
Right.
Thank God I started looking younger.
Of course.
I mean, hello, have you seen this after show? But my mom was walking around with me in Mexico once, and all these men were kind of making advances at me, and she goes, "Open your mouth, show your braces." and she was like, "Do it." I'd walk around and like,
that's
open.
I mean, but then you have those weirdos that are into that kind of thing. You never know. So it's like, I feel like we have to train our daughters how to react and use our voices and respond to those things now. Just like you have to kind of warn young men, like, hey, this may happen if you are outside and in this type of environment. We have to teach our daughters, like, hey, if you ever encounter this type of, inappropriate behavior, you have the right to speak up.
Yeah. And Liza gave that to the Princess Pam Pams of the world.
The squad, like, first of all, that Princess Pam Pam squad, they had a lot of diversity there, like different body shapes, different ethnicities. I was like, Edward L.L. Moore, I see what you're doing. You're equal opportunity for your harassment.
Well, he just loves you. I think he loves all women, apparently.
Yes.
And so it appears to be, oh, wow, what a diverse, open man. Nope, he just loves them all.
Yes, yeah, he likes the ladies. And some of the crazy things he was saying, it was hilarious, but inappropriate.
Well, you think about it. Has he always looked? He's probably was that dude when he was younger that looked like he was going to be an old creepy man.
Yeah. He was just came out the womb looking old and creepy.
Yeah, and probably all the girls go, oh, he knows we'd never be with him.
Right.
We're just, and that was kind of his shtick.
Yeah.
The whole time, which is creepy and completely inappropriate, which reminds me of Harvey Weinstein a little bit.
Right. Or his shtick was like, oh, I'm a creative. This is just how I express myself.
James Franco. Sorry.
That's another one.
I'm not sorry. Why am I apologizing?
Exactly. You don't have to be sorry anymore. Use your words and speak your truth.
And all these princesses did, and I love that Liza really kind of got them to do this, and it was Charles that ignited her.
And then did you see when he said it, like, and he said that what Empirical was no longer going to, move forward with these books, he looked across to Liza and she gave him the nod of approval. And like that, I feel like that made it all better for him.
Endgame. Mm-hmm. But I still don't feel like her and Josh are over yet. That's the problem.
No. I mean, we saw what happened in Ireland.
Yeah.
There's still a thing.
We did. So, yeah, Charles goes on stage and Edward is coming in behind us in this crazy Taylor Swift. I mean, I saw videos from her concert, right? She comes up in a similar thing.
Oh, okay. Got it. I like that.
Yeah, but then he has to be put back down, and it's very funny. It's super humorous.
Gets stuck in the middle.
But also, what we do instead is Kelsey is the genius millennial she is, and so is Liza. They decide to put the marriage vacation and Pauline on the billboard in Times Square instead of Edward L.L. Moore.
Yes.
It's great, but also Pauline doesn't necessarily deserve it either.
You know, the way when I saw her rub Charles, like when she was thanking him and she held the back of his head, I said, "Okay, Pauline, I'm done with you now. Like you're doing too much. Like she's so like calm down. I know he's your. Are they still married or are they divorced?
I think they're divorced.
They're divorced. Okay, like so he's still your ex-husband. Yes, you had a thing, but
they might be separated. I'm sorry. I'm really trying. Let
us know in the comments, please, because I just couldn't remember. But like I was like, calm down. Like pause off. You know, you're out in public. Get a room, Pauline. Like she's just doing too much sometimes.
Well, it's just funny that Pauline doesn't think she has any competition here. And look at all these beautiful women.
Right. But, you know, maybe it's because she was the wife. She's like, hey, I was the wife, not the girlfriend, not the coworker. I was the wife and the mother of his children. So she knows.
Until she ran out on him.
I know, but she still thinks the fact that she came back like, hey, I'm going to win my husband back. It shows that she's kind of like delusional a little bit.
Write a book.
Hello. And that's made me feel like, is she a little bit of a user? Like, do you guys think Pauline is a user? What do you think?
An opportunist.
Yes, I agree.
She's the kind of person that makes friends with people around her that seem as though they can do the most for her.
Yes. And that's why I think she befriended Liza and Kelsey, because she was like, oh, these girls are going to get me closer to Charles.
Yeah, exactly.
User.
Wow. Speaking of an opportunist.
Yes.
Edward. Oh, man.
But I love how, like, whenever we speak of Edward, we say his full name. Like, we don't just call him Edward. We're like, Edward L.L. Moore, so you know.
It is. I mean, we shouldn't even give him that much respect. But, man, this came at me hard and fast because we've always been scared Charles was going to find out Liza's real age.
I know.
And this randomly, and it just was thrown in. I thought it was going to be teased more. Oh, Charles is going to find out. Nope, just bomb drop.
Yeah. Edward L.L. Moore, with his shady self, went and told Liza's business just to take the heat off of him, which was really a grimy move. But do you think Charles is a little bit relieved?
I thought he would be. However, I think he's pretty pissed.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he's going to be pretty angry.
Oh, like Josh level angry when he found out?
I think more.
Oh, no.
Because this is Charles's money, it's his company.
True.
And she essentially, he's either going to have to fire Liza.
Right.
Or they're going to have to promote Edward L.L. Moore, who is a sexual harasser, and who knows what else he is. He's old. He could have done a lot of things in his past.
Hello.
There's a lot of skeletons.
But in my heart, I feel like Charles, once again, he'll be patient with Liza and he'll come to her rescue, and he'll, in the workplace, you want to feel supported. I mean, here it is. She saved the day with the whole switching of the billboard. So she puts herself out on the limb for the company, for Empirical. And I would hope Charles, after everything she's done for the company, he would put himself out on the limb for her.
I would hope so. But it's a pretty big shock to take.
Yeah.
That wraps it up for this episode, but we're not done yet, guys. No. We have some really exciting stuff coming for you all. We have some Youngerisms.
Yes.
Which is essentially our favorite quotes of the episode. And we have several of them. We have many of them. Of course, a lot of them come from Diana.
Yes.
I'm going to read 2. Mine is the outline of your wiener in those pants. My second one is, from Diana. Books never sleep. Remember that the next time you chase a former lover around the world. Truth.
Okay, dropping truth bombs, Diana. My favorite Youngerism was rising skills, falling breast. Again, she was giving Liza truth bombs and hardcore knowledge from her experience, which again showing that she's a mentor to her. So that was my favorite one. I loved it.
And please let us know what your Youngerisms are, because there are so many good one-liners and things about all of these episodes that are absolutely hilarious. I don't know if people talk about them.
I agree.
They come so fast.
Yes, so you got to take notes, but I think they come at the right time. But Diana, she seems to have most of them in this episode.
And guys, comment on YouTube and on iTunes to let us know what you think, and we're gonna give you some fan shout outs.
Yes.
Starting next week, and we'll let everyone know your Twitter is, whatever it is. So please comment, because we love talking about this.
Definitely.
Obviously.
And we had a couple of people in our chat today. We had a shout out to Billie Jean Girl 24 and Michael B in our chat on YouTube. So join the conversation, and let us know what you think.
Yeah, it's like old school AOL talking about Younger.
Yeah.
And before we get to predictions, let's talk about some news and gossip.
Yeah.
Of course.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Well, if you guys are a fan of Younger, you probably know, because you follow them on social media, that we have officially been picked up for a season 6 on TVLand. This show keeps on going.
I mean, you start out season 5 already prepped for season 6. That's amazing. So we now know we have more to look forward to.
Yeah, we don't need to wrap anything up. They're just going to keep on tearing our hearts out every single
And the
week.
rivalry between Team Josh and Team Charles will continue.
Let's Play-Doh that, Hashtag Play-Doh that.
Yes.
Wow. All right, let's get into some predictions then.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I'll start.
Okay, please do.
I am thinking that Charles is really going to be super pissed and worried about his financial state with the company as far as Liza doing this. And he's going to have to choose between Liza and his company, which is Edward L.L. Moore. And he might end up throwing in the towel for Liza.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. I can't have that happen.
Kelsey will pick up the pieces and it'll be fine.
No.
That's what I'm thinking, and maybe they'll move off, to a vineyard in Napa and spend a summer together, and then realize they're so bored with each other they need to start a new company.
Interesting.
Also, Josh will be back.
Totally agree.
God, what was her name?
Her name was Claire.
Oh,
but
right.
She's not Claire. She's Muddy.
Right, Muddy Claire. I think he's going to come back, and we will continue to see them battle it out. Oh, man.
This sham of a marriage.
There's just been so many seasons that I don't know what the writers are going to do with our emotions anymore. So please let us know.
Yeah.
How about you?
I think Diana's going to find out. And like you said, she's going to be very surprised. She's going to be hurt, but she's also going to feel vindicated. Like, oh, you're more of a peer as opposed to like a competitor, because she's like, look at you, I'm at the top of my game in my career, and you're my assistant still getting me salad. And I think we're gonna see the company, you know, they've been in financial trouble for a long time, so I think that's gonna continue, and they're gonna need to find a way to work themselves out of this financial issue that they're having. So we'll see. And this Princess Pam debacle is going to continue to mess with Empirical.
Yeah. Hashtag Princess Pam. I mean, it really has a nice ring to it.
I like it.
So stay tuned for that. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We love chatting about this with you. And where can everyone find you on social media?
You can find me on social media at Tsahai. That's SayHiTsahai.
And you guys can find me, Sam Davidson, at SamD43 on Twitter and Instagram, and at SamDavidsonEntertainment.com. We will be here every Wednesday at 10 p.m. talking about the newest Younger after show. So please stay tuned. We love hearing from you, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.